everyone, and welcome to Menlo Students Live. We are so happy you're joining us today. My name is Trevor.
I'm Abby from Mountain View campus.
And we have a special countdown moment for you today. We have a battle, a team competition against brothers.
Yes, we have Team Lyric and Team Miles.
Abby, do you want to tell the audience what these two teams are going to be doing today?
They are going to be riding on tricycles through these obstacles and be racing for their time.
That's right, and we're going to have Team Lyric go first. Team Lyric take the front stage. And by the way, audience, they're going to be blindfolded. That's right. And that's why our dear friend Paige is going to help guide our friend Lyric here. All right, I'm going to time them, and they're going to take off in 3, 2, 1, go.
And he is off to a great start.
Oh, he's moving. Wow, he's just...
Ooh, he went right
These obstacles
by the
have nothing on him.
And
he's making great time.
Going for the button. Will he make it?
Oh, he found the button. There it is. There it is. It's harder than it looks, folks. It's harder than it looks.
And now he is trying to find the orange cone.
There he goes, and he spins around. Spinning around. There he goes. What a great job, ladies and gentlemen. And
Great
now
speed.
He goes to the bike. He has to follow Paige's voice because he cannot see a thing.
He found the bike, and he is going to come on back.
And he is off to the races, ladies and gentlemen. And he's coming back. He's really close. 3, 2, and that's time. And now, Miles, you're going to go on board. He has 47 seconds, excuse me. And now Miles is going to get right there. And he has his blindfold ready to go. Miles, get after it. And Miles is taking off in 3, 2, 1. And there he goes.
We'll see if he can beat
There he goes.
his time.
Abby, what do you think he needs to do to win this competition?
I think he just needs to focus on speed and making sure that he isn't running into obstacles.
That would be a very key thing.
That
would be
definitely would. He is off for the cone.
Oh, and this trips up everybody. What great form. Wow, you don't see that every day. And there, he's trying to find the tricycle.
Dizzy?
He's trying to find the tricycle, and he's coming back.
Found it. He
30
is coming
seconds.
back. Will he make it before Lyric?
Oh, he can't hit that bucket. He can't hit that bucket.
And he made it.
And he does it with 39 seconds. Miles, you are the winner. Congratulations.
Yes. That was an amazing time.
That was spectacular. Really a photo finish for sure. Photo finish. Miles and Lyric, thank you both for playing. Zachary and Paige, thank you both for being those great instructors. And now we're going to kick it off to our friends over on the worship team. Enjoy, team.
Born to the darkness I was, rejected and cut off from home. I couldn't see his love for me. They said he's not who he seems. Don't get your hopes up for healing. But lies fell away when I saw his face. My heart burst to life. I saw delight in his eyes when he looked at me. My whole world's on fire, alive in the presence that burns inside of me. Now I know whose I am. Forever I'll stand on your truth. I'll believe, 'cause I was blind, but now I see. Night turned to daylight for me. Joy is the song that I sing. All of my days are filled with your praise. All of my days are filled with your praise. My heart burst to life. I saw delight in his eyes when he looked at me. My whole world's on fire, alive in the presence that burns inside of me. Now I know whose I am. Forever I'll stand take my song away. My eyes were opened and I saw his face. No one could ever take away my faith. My life was changed the day that Jesus came. No one could ever take my song away. My eyes were opened and I saw his face. No one could ever take away my faith. My life was changed the day that Jesus came. Yeah, my heart burst to life. I saw delight in his eyes when he looked at me. My whole world's on fire, alive in the presence that burns inside of me. Now I know whose I am. Forever I'll stand on your truth. I believe, 'cause I was blind, but now I see. Was blind, but now I see.
Well, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the best night of your week, also known as Menlo Students Live. If I haven't met you, my name is Brett Corton, and I am one of the student pastors at Menlo Church, and we are so excited to be with you tonight. You know, tonight is all about one thing: growing together in community. And I don't know about you, but from the moment I looked out my window this morning, I realized I need two things. One, I need to be putting my hope in Jesus. And two, I'm going to need people in my life to help me get through whatever it is that this year's going to throw at us next. And we're in luck, because in just a little bit, we get to hear from Juice from our Saratoga campus as she talks to us about the power that community can have in our lives and in our relationship with Jesus. This is all part of a series that we've been going through called The Way, in which we're learning about practices or habits that we can apply to our lives every single day to help us grow in our relationship with Jesus and follow him for the rest of our lives. You know, we want to help you do this because we know that it's one thing to hear it on Wednesday night, it's another thing to live it out throughout the week. And so we've created this 6-week daily devotional that you can have, that you can grow together with your life group all week long. If you don't have a copy of this, I want to encourage you, talk to your life group leader, talk to your student director, because we want to get you a copy. But you can also find it on our website. Just go to menlo.church/students to get your own copy today. Now, we also have something else that I want to let you know about to help you grow together with your life group all month long. And this is a month-long life group competition called What's Cooking'. And here's what What's Cooking' is all about. It's about cooking together with your life group over Zoom. Who doesn't love food? Who doesn't love cooking? And guess what? You could be a terrible cook and still win this competition. Here's how this works. All you do is you schedule a time with your life group to meet over Zoom, cook whatever you want. You could open a bag of Takis for all I care, take a screenshot, and email the picture to students@menlo.church. Every time your life group does this over the course of the month, you get entered into a raffle to win dinner for your life group and the coveted golden spatulas for every person in your life group. So get out there and get cooking. Well, right now, we're going to throw it back over to the band as we continue singing together. And we're going to be singing a song called Follow You Anywhere that is all about one thing. It's about following the way of Jesus. This song is a declaration saying, Jesus, wherever it is that you lead me, whatever it's going to cost me, man, I want to follow you. And so as we sing this song from wherever you are in the Bay Area or beyond, I want to invite you to let those words be the cry of your heart. Sing it so loud that we can hear you right here in Menlo Park, declaring, Jesus, I want to follow you. Let's sing together.
To trust you. You have never left my side. You've been faithful every time. All I want is you, Jesus. All I want is you. You are the refuge I run
we're going to go ahead and continue our series In the Way by hearing a message from Juice.
Well, all right. Hello, Menlo students. My name is Juice, if I don't know you, and I'm the director at the Saratoga campus. It is so good to be here with you guys tonight. We are in a series called The Way, and this is a series that we are helping you learn practices and habits about what it looks like to follow Jesus. Hopefully now you will learn them as a student, and then they will carry on through your life, just for the rest of our life. And Zach spoke week 1. Zach spoke on surrendering, how we need to surrender our lives to Jesus. And week 2, someone that we like to call Mountain View Mary spoke on practicing and studying the scriptures. And tonight, I am going to talk about why community is so important in our relationship with Jesus. You see, surrendering your life and studying scripture are so important. They are vital. But God said at the very beginning, it is not good for man or woman to be alone. He said from the very beginning that he made us for a relationship with him and with others. You guys, we cannot do this life in isolation. I don't know if you're a note taker. I like to take some notes, but if you take notes, write that down. You cannot do life in isolation. I mean, technically, yes, you could, but I kind of think it would stink and it just wouldn't be awesome. So, we have this class here at Menlo Church called Starting Point. And that's just what it is. It's a place to start. If you're new to the church, you want to get plugged into a community, you want to get plugged into a life group, maybe you want to serve somewhere at the church, you go to this thing called Starting Point. And our former pastor, John Ortberg, always had this saying. He said, join a life group or die. I know it sounds kind of harsh. But I actually liked it. And so I made a t-shirt. It says, I don't know if you can read that there, but it says, join a life group or die. John actually had a bunch of things to say about that. I'm going to read a little clip from something that John wrote. He said, it's not good for humans to be alone. He says, in fact, we can't even survive that way. There's a guy by the name of Robert Putnam. He summarized a ton of research and found out that if you make no other changes in your life but join a small group when you're not part of one, you cut your odds of dying in the next year in half. It's crazy. He said that people that eat bad stuff but are relationally connected are less likely to die than people who are super healthy but relationally isolated. In other words, he says, and I don't want to take slack from this, in other words, he says, it is better to eat Twinkies with your friends than eat broccoli in isolation. I love that, but I don't want to hear it from any of you health nuts out there. I'm not endorsing Twinkies over broccoli. You get it. You get the point. We thrive in community. We grow in community. About 10, 11, 12, I don't know, a few years ago, a friend of mine and I and her dad decided that it would be a good idea to run a half marathon. Silly idea. All you runners out there, silly. I liked running, but not really. I mean, I liked running like 3-4 miles. A half marathon is 13.1 miles. That's a long time. It's a long time. But I started training. My friend started training. She was down in Southern California with her dad, and I was up in Northern California. But you know what? We became this little tight community. We would encourage each other. We would call each other, hey, how'd your run go? How'd your training go? How'd your practice go? Great. We would keep each other accountable. We were a little team. And so I got up to running like 10 miles. And I thought, man, this is awesome. And people told me that if you could do 10 miles in training, then you'll be fine on race day. 13.1 miles is totally fine. Liars, complete liars. That did not happen. Race day came. I remember this. I mean, honestly, it was 10 years ago. I remember it was like it was yesterday. Race day came. There's thousands of people lined up at the start line. I'm feeling good. I'm excited. The horn goes off. Boom. If any of you guys have done a race, it's a little jarring, but then you kind of just start out with this whole mob, right? So I started out, and I'm feeling good. And my friends and I, my little team, we said we were going to do this in less than 2 hours. And I don't know about you guys, but that's like a respectable time for a half marathon. So I put on my iPod. That was back in the day of iPod. Put on my iPod and I start running. And there's this song that comes on. I don't know if you guys know it, like celebrate good times, come on. Right, so I'm cruising. I start creeping out in front of my friend and her dad. And honestly, I'm looking back and, I don't see him anymore. And I'm like, yeah, this is kind of cool. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this is awesome. Until it wasn't. About mile 7, I started cramping. My friends are nowhere in sight. I started hurting. Everything hurt. Everything was cramping. So guys, mile 7, I start walking. I had to start walking. It was so embarrassing. My friends caught up to me. They were good friends, so they were like, let us stay with you. We'll be with you. You'll be fine. I was like, no. I just kind of hung my head in embarrassment, said, just keep going, just keep going. So I was by myself, and I was thinking like, man, what happened? I thought that I could just fly. I thought that I could just go out super fast and everything would be fine. I was like celebrating. I was singing in that first mile. And then I totally tanked. It was brutal. So I'm bummed. I'm kind of walking along. Everything hurts. I'm probably limping. I don't know. And this lady came up next to me that said, you got this. Come on, you can do this. And I didn't even know her, but she was part of the race community. And she encouraged me in that moment. And that is what I needed. She said, you got this, you can do it, let's go. And so I started running again, and it was awesome. I actually ended up finishing the race not under 2 hours, just over 2 hours, like 2:06, but I still felt pretty proud of myself. And my friends, though, guess what? They actually did finish under 2 hours. And so it was kind of interesting. I'm still a little, wondering, questioning even 10 years later, man, what if I would have stayed with them? Would I have been able to finish it? You guys, we are made for each other. Sure, running is an individual sport, right? Like no one's gonna run for you. That'd be awesome. Somebody could think of that. No one can run for you, but it is so much better in community. It's like most things, you can accomplish so much more when you're with your friends or your family or your life group. And so this week, our focus, you guys, is community. How we practice and follow Jesus in community. And one of the best places for you and I to have this community is a life group. Now, if you're watching right now and you don't have a life group, you're like, what the heck is that? It's like a group that we do, like what? If you don't have one of those, put it in the chat right now. We want to get you guys a leader because we have these amazing adult leaders that want to come along aside you, just like that lady did for me when I was running. We have these leaders that want to answer questions no matter where you're at in your faith journey. They get so pumped for you to show up every Wednesday night or every Sunday night, and they just want to be there to help you with this journey following Jesus. And so put it in the chat. If you don't have a life group leader, if you don't have a life group, we want to know, we want to get you connected. And we are reminded all over the Bible how important community is, right? We are reminded all over. There's so many verses. And like Brett said earlier, we have this devotional that we're going through as a community together. And so if you're doing this, actually tomorrow, you will see this verse. It'll also be up on the screen. It says in Hebrews 10:24-25, let us consider how to stir up one another to love and good works, not neglecting to meet together, as is the habit of some, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day drawing near. There's that word again, habit. We are building habits. We are trying to help you build habits. We want to be in the habit of meeting together, of encouraging one another, of stirring one another on to good works and love. And we need to get in the habit of showing up. So that's it. That's step one of community. You got to show up, right? You got to show up. Each week, make time to go to life group. For some of us, time with our life groups is the only time that we'll get to be with our friends from church and encourage each other. And I get it. I get that coming on to Menlo Students Live, I think you guys is great, is super easy, right? You get on for like 20, 30, 40 minutes, you hear a message, you get to do some worship, you see some tricycles. It's awesome. I'm not gonna lie, it's awesome. But I think that it's really easy for us to do that and then disconnect and not go to life group. It's really easy to say, see you later, I'm out after Menlo Students Live, right? Oh, I got my church in. But you guys, I am challenging you, don't disconnect. If you disconnect and don't go to life group, I want to tell you, you will be missing out. You will be missing out on being known. And I get it, you're busy, you don't like Zoom calls, but I want to tell you, this will not be like this forever. Right now, more than ever, we need each other. There will be a day, this gets me excited, there will be a day that we will get to actually meet in person again. Whew, mind blown. We'll get to eat together, we'll get to pray together, we'll get to see each other. It's gonna be amazing, right? There will be pizza again, you guys. In community, there will be pizza, because, I mean, what's youth group without pizza? I think we're saving a ton of money without meeting together, because we're not getting pizza every week. But you guys, we need each other. We need each other. And this time of shelter in place, this quarantine, I think one of the reasons why it's so hard is because we're not together. We were actually made, like I said at the beginning, we were made to do life together. And so it doesn't feel good, right, when we don't get to be together. So if any of you guys are more anxious or restless, show up to life group. If you guys are more, feeling lonely or feeling down, show up to life group. When your life group leader texts you or sends you a funny GIF or something, write them back. Write them back. They are trying to connect with you and trying to build community with you so that they can encourage you and pray for you. It's awesome, but you have to engage, right? One of the things that I spend a lot of time thinking about, it's kind of like a core conviction of mine, is that I believe no matter who you are, no matter how old you are, no matter where you're from, I believe that we all want to be known. We all want to be known, and there's something deep down inside of us that asks the question, like, who knows me? Who really knows me and still loves me? And you guys, that could be your life group if you show up and engage. So that brings me to the second step of community. You gotta get real. It's as simple as that. You gotta show up and you gotta get real. You see, doing life with other people means that you have to be authentic. It requires authenticity. We must get real. We go back to the Bible and we read in Galatians 2, that we are to carry each other's burdens. And in this way, you will fulfill the law of Christ. Now, I read that and I'm like, yeah, I want to help people. I want to encourage people. I want to be there for my friends. But you know what else it means? It means that other people that are reading that same exact verse want to do that for me. And if I don't tell them what's going on or share in my struggles with them, I'm actually taking away that chance for my friends, my family, my community to be there for me, to carry my burdens for me. Now, a few years ago, I was in grad school, and I went through a really hard time. I ended up super depressed. I ended up having to go to the doctors. I ended up getting on meds. I went to counselors. I had to do the whole thing, you know? And I remember thinking, like, I don't want to ask for help. Like, I just don't want to ask for help. I'm always the one that my friends come to when they need help. I don't want to be the one to ask for help. I want to be giving my friends help. That feels so much better, right? But that's what I did. I let my friends in, I let my family in, and they encouraged me. They carried my burdens. And you know what? Over time, honestly, through counseling and letting them carry my burdens and meds and family and community, I was able to rise out of that depression that I felt. So the bottom line, you guys, is when you show up and be real. You don't need to pretend to your life group that you're this magical spiritual person. You don't need to be something that you're not. You just need to show up and participate. Show up and engage. And sometimes I think, maybe I don't want to share this, or maybe I don't want to share that because nobody will understand, or they'll look at me differently, or if I share this struggle, they'll think I'm weird. Well, guess what, you guys? I want to push back on that a little bit. I feel like every time that I've gone to my friends and shared things that are hard, sure, it's risky, it's messy, but it's always, always worth it. Your group will grow closer if you share your struggles. So that brings me to the final point. The final point of community is this. Being a part of a community, you have to pray for and with each other. Something special happens when we pray for and with each other. In the Bible, we read in Matthew, it says, "For where 2 or 3 gather together as my followers, I am there among them." And that's Jesus talking, you guys. When 2 or 3 gather, he is there. And so you might be wondering, like, wait, Juice, I thought I could just like talk to God at all times. I didn't need, to do anything special. I just thought, I could be in my room, just talk to him. Well, yes. I want you to know that every time you talk to God, he is listening. Every time, whether you're with people or not, he hears you. He's with you. But he makes a point to put this verse in the Bible for a reason. He knows that when we pray together, it's powerful. There is power in a community of people praying together. It's kind of like my running story, right? Like I could have run alone. I probably would have finished the race, but my experience was so much better when I was with people. When others knew my struggles, when they knew I needed some encouragement, they got me going. And I actually ran better, I felt better, and I was able to finish the race. When you pray with people, maybe right now it's on Zoom, maybe it's on the phone, maybe you're even texting someone, "Hey, I'm praying this for you." God will meet you there, and it'll be more powerful than you could ever imagine. So there it is, you guys. If you hear nothing else tonight, those are the 3 things you need for community. You need to show up, you need to get real, and you need to pray. And this week, we have this unique challenge for you watching, you that are involved in a life group. We want this challenge to bring your group even closer together. So for the next 6 days, starting tomorrow, you are going to figure it out with your life group. You are going to either text or email each other, the whole entire life group, and you're gonna just say one thing. It doesn't have to be like the most meaningful thing ever or your deepest, darkest sin. You just need to say one thing. Maybe it's the best thing that happened to you that day. Maybe it's something you ate for dinner. Maybe, I don't know what it is. You guys can figure it out. The possibilities are endless, but you guys are gonna do that with your life group 1 time a day you are going to share either a text or an email. Sound good? That is awesome. To wrap this up tonight, you guys, I just want to remind you that community was God's idea. It was his plan for us, his children, to have a relationship with him and with each other. Let me pray. God, thank you for your plan. God, thank you that we get to have a relationship with you and we get to have other people in our lives to spur us on. God, thank you for loving us. God, I pray for every single life group right now, Father. I pray for every leader. I pray for every student. And I pray that those groups just flourish in this next season, God. I pray that they are able to communicate with each other each day this week and that matters. We love you. In your son's name, amen.
Hold me now in the hands that created the heavens. Find me now where the grace runs as deep as your scars. You pulled me from the clay. You set me on a rock. You called me by your name and made my heart whole again. Lifted up, and my knees know it's all for your glory, that I might stand with more reasons to sing than to fear. You pulled me from the clay. You set me on a rock. You called me by your name and made my heart whole again. So here I stand, high in surrender. I need you now. Hold my heart now and forever. My soul cries out. Once I was broken, but you loved my whole heart through. Sin has no hold on me, 'cause your grace holds me now. And that grace owns the ground where the grave did, where all my shame remains left for dead in your wake. You crashed those age-old gates. You left no stone unturned. You stepped out of that grave and shouldered me all the way. So here I stand, high in surrender. I need you now. where my chains are now. Death has no hold on me, 'cause your grace holds that ground, and your grace holds me now. Your grace holds me now.
Well, as Juice just said, we were made to live life together. You know, we're living in a day and age where we are more connected than ever before, but we are also more alone than ever before. And I want to encourage you tonight to lean in and connect to community. You know, since this whole shelter in place thing started, I'm in a life group myself, and my wife and I have oftentimes wondered, do we connect to Zoom when we've been spending all day on Zoom, or do we just sort of like hang out by ourselves? And we made a commitment at the beginning of this to say, we're gonna lean in. And we're gonna say, God, what is it that you have for me in this season as I connect to my community and learn more about who you are and the love that you have for me? And so if you're out there and you haven't been connecting to a life group, I wanna challenge you this week to lean in. Get connected to the community and to show up, because your life group needs you and you need your life group as well. So let's grow together this year. In just a few moments, a lot of us are gonna head off to life groups. And so when we do that, I encourage you to be real, as Juice was saying, and to show up as we grow together. So this week, connect to your life group, let's grow together, and we will see you next week.
inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Content, hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption. Breathe faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out. Hush. Be carefree lately, yeah. Just kicking up daisies. Got one too many quarters in my pockets. Counting like the four-leaf clovers in my locket. Untied laces, yeah. Just tripping on daydreams. Got dirty little lullabies playing on repeat. Might as well just ride around the nursery and count sheep.